Little Sleeping Beauty. Yeah, she's so tired. I'm getting ready to rearrange some cases and do some different things, and I figured since I got the cases open and stuff, I would share a few things with you guys that maybe put away forever, maybe put away until next spring or something. But this is everything I found this year so far, since January 1st. A little bit of everything. I'm really happy with those two right there. I mean, I just don't find them Cobb's blades that much. Some of it needs to be put up because it's all my fields is growing and been planted, and I'm getting ahead of the creek, so I'm not going to find much more till fall time. I'll hit the creeks, and I need to get some space going out here. A new guy at the hunts out of Colorado, his name's Jeff Whitaker. He found a really small birdie that he wasn't sure if it was a birdie or not, but you can kind of see, you know, how small some of them can get. It surprises me sometimes about how small some of them can be. You know, that's a pretty small one right there. I don't know how I see them. I really don't. You know, tiny, tiny drills made from birdies. It might be in all. I don't know. Either or, it's still tiny. That one there's just a really, really tiny one. I walked around for 10 minutes rubbing that in between my fingers thinking it was just a flake. Sorry about the focus. It's not wanting to work out very well. Before I realized it was a Arrowhead. It's got a little side missing on it. Right down on the base. Get a lot of questions about this when I film this case here. I'm gonna take this case and put it in that one because it's bigger. There's a little switching on them. Change that backing. But I believe that that is the only Clovis point I have. I'm pretty sure it's what that is. The fluting's just kind of small on one side. This is ground. It's ground all the way up. Almost midway, but not quite. And I found this in a creek I used to deer hunt over. A little stream came off a hillside over by a little place called Coal City, Indiana. I was over there deer hunting. Came down out of the stand one day and went across that creek because I knew there was deer on the other side of this ridge I couldn't see over, so I figured I'd creep over there before I headed to get me a sandwich, and looked down and thought I seen a flake and picked it up, and it was that. And I spent quite a few hours walking, stomping and walking, went back out there, mushrooming, and went back out there, ginsenging, and deer season's back in there a couple of years, and I never found another flake or anything like that anywhere around there. So, oddball find. But yeah, it's a kind of time to rearrange a few things here. Some of these I've had for years. These one and them two came out of the same field. Let's see right there. And I don't know why that's made like that, but it is all intentional. It's all been sharpened back up, and I almost bet it was a knife. It kept getting chipped off or something, and used it till it was nothing left. There's a job site find. I was shoveling out a little piece of a walkway to a small pole barn. And anytime there's open dirt, it's got the where I had to glue on there and stuck to it. But anyways, I've always got my eyes peeled in open dirt for any kind of flint material or anything. Just a sick habit, I guess I got. I can't just help myself. I need help, man. But I seen an Arrowhead 69, Arrowhead Finder 69 found a point not too long ago, made just like this, with the same breaking on the base. Let's see if I can get that. And there we can tell it's been reworked off. I don't think it's freeze pop. I'm pretty sure that that was intentionally done. And my camera's really sucking. It's not wanting to focus on anything. But yeah, I figured I'd. When he picked it up, he showed that, and I thought, man, I got one just exactly like that. That one was a deer hunting find on a logging trail. Some of these here, that was found on a logging trail. Oh, out. I used to live in a different county. My buddy had a little guys camp up there where we'd go across the creek and get away from the women and throw a bunch of food up and sit back and be guys for a minute. I don't know, it was probably up there 2 years, and one day I was just walking down the trail and I thought, flipped it up, because I kept finding pieces of flint and stuff on it. Came up with that. That was a really good one. That came out of Waverly. Yep, I found a broke tip drill. It's kind of Y-shaped on the base of it. Came out of that same field. It was a heartbreaker. But I figured I'd share some of this with you before I put them under glass forever. It's a high-low. I never made it back over to the site I found this on last year. I didn't make it over there this year before it got planted and all that. So, and that guy over there, he's a real stickler about being in his field once it's planted. So I don't want to push him. He didn't even let very many people on his property. There's another one from Centerton. You guys have been up to the big Centerton site with me a couple of times. I never made it back up there very much. It got planted real quick too, right after it got tilled up real good. One time I hadn't seen it like that in 30 years. But all that there's the kind of the good ones I found, and there's all the broke stuff I found in 2020. I'm trying not to get a shadow on there. I got so much lighting. This here I found in 2 different pieces. The day I found the old axe, I picked that bottom half up out there, and I had that top, and I thought that top was an Adena base for 2 years. And then I brought it home and they went together. Maybe I will find all of it. I don't know. Some pretty material. I got a purple look to it. That's a recent creek find. Right there, that tip. Hang on to them. These are some of the biggest pottery pieces I found. I found these over the dog walk. Those are, you just don't find them that big anywhere around here. It's just unusual to ever find, give you an idea about how big they are. So, I kind of left them laid out. And some of them's got the holes in them. All them pieces are from the dog walk over there. In fact, there's all them in the bottom of that little jar. There's all dog walk pottery pieces I found. Drills. There's one from construction site. I might run over there this weekend. I've been doing a lot here lately. I finger issue. That's kind of a long story, but I'm going to tell you so you understand. 3 weeks ago, I had a little spot to come up on the tip of my finger from the top knuckle up to the nail, and it was kind of a numb, tingling, I don't know, feeling cold, kind of white looking. And then, I don't know, maybe a week later, it started hurting real bad and had a little purple, blue discolor in it. Now, you guys keep in mind, I ain't smashed it. I ain't been poked by nothing. I thought I got bit by a recluse. Took the magnifying glass. Couldn't see nothing on it that looked like a bite or poke or cut or anything. And so it became, very excruciating pain. And I always like to think that I got a high pain tolerance. Like, for instance, I've pulled a couple of teeth with a screwdriver because I don't like dentists. And, anyways, I go, finally gets hurting so bad I can't sleep, so I go to the emergency room. They look at it and they say, oh, well, maybe you got an infection in there of some kind, so I don't see no bites or cuts or scratches or anything. And they give me some antibiotics and some pain medicine, and which I can't do pain medicine. Let's just say one's too many and 50 won't be enough. But week later, still hurting. Worse, if anything. Worse. Collars go worse. Looks like it's starting to spread. So I go back out to the emergency room. They look at it. They give me some stronger antibiotics. And, of course, more pain medicine. And see, the emergency room doctor said, hey, I got you in down here to hand specialist in Bloomington, Indiana. which is about, I don't know, 25 minutes south of us here. You need to go down there at 8 o'clock in the morning. I got you in there pretty early, so I go down there and they come out there and look at it and poke at it and jerk at it. Now I'm ready to kill him when he's touching it. It's that sore. And he says, well, I think it's a fungus. You know, I don't want to hear... I don't want to hear doctors say words like think. Don't think. No, right? And the only way I can find out is take the nail off of it and get some samples out of it. Some culture samples, I think he called them. And I'm like, well, that's just a thought, you know. But I was like, well, you know, I thought about it for a minute and thought, well, if it's going to make it feel better, because it's excruciating. And going out in the yard and shooting it off crossed my mind a couple of times. Taking my pistol and just blasting her off at the middle knuckle, but I like to play guitar, and that'd be a little hard to do. I'd have to almost learn how to do it all over again. But anyways, ends up he said there was a fungus under it. Whatever that means. I don't know. I ain't never had a fungus. I'm one of those guys that hardly ever get sick. But he said that he thinks it's a fungus and he wants to test it, and it's under the skin, and he said it's slow growing, probably got it a long time ago from a cut, and then it got sealed up in there and it slowly come back out. Which I don't know how... I don't know, I'm not a doctor, how all that works. But anyways, they got me down and gave me a couple shots in the bottom, front and back, and ripped that nail off the top of that. And thank God I couldn't feel it. But it was the best it felt in 3 weeks with the Novocaine working. And he gave me some antibiotics that work on the fungus deal, whatever that is. And of course more pain pills, and I'm like, hey, I didn't pick up the first 2 prescriptions of pain pills. I can't do that, man. You know, I don't want them, so you don't. But he does it anyways, and he says, you're going to need them when that Novocaine wears off. You're probably going to need them. Well, he wasn't bullshitting. Let's just put it that way. It hurt. It hurt, but I want to get the pain medicine. They said, well, since you didn't take the first 2 scripts you got, we can't give you these. I thought, okay, whatever. You know, by that time, I really didn't want to do it, man, because I'd rather just deal with some pain for a few days than develop something that takes me a long, extended time to fix. It's just that way. That's the way I see it. But, yeah, got the sore finger and all that. But I figured I'd share back to the Arrowheads. Enough about my medical issues. Kind of a mess in here. A community organization came through here a while ago with trash bags and shovels and brooms and a truck, and I said, whoa, don't clean nothing, man. There were no vandals here. This was supposed to look like this. You know, this ain't been looted. It's supposed to look like this. But anyways, that's it. And when I get them done, get them cased back up, I'll show you guys how they all ended up back in there. I went over there to the dog walk the other day, and it still needs more rain. We got rain yesterday, and I went and checked it out today, and it still ain't that great, and the beans are starting to come up, so I'm probably not going to be able to get back in there till fall. But the good thing is both sides are planted with beans, which means that is going to be a real productive site next fall. And when they start picking, they'll pick them beans out there. They wash off and they're clean off, easy to see in. You guys have seen me out there in that stuff before. But I think it's got to turn on the patience mode and just wait till they pick it. Gets a couple good rains on it, wash some of the loose beans and loose dirt down, and then it'll be on fire. Meanwhile, I'm going to the creeks. Appreciate all of you watching. Appreciate my subscribers. If you get the chance, check out that Jeff Whitaker out there in Colorado. We could use your support. And he's finding some pretty good stuff. I don't see very many people find stuff out in Colorado. That's a broken Addison collection right there. Redstone tools. Oh yeah, let's take another look at that as well. But he's finding. He's got the passion. He got the bug. He's got the bug. Hey guys, I appreciate your time. Appreciate all of you. Appreciate your comments. Say whatever you want. You ain't gonna offend me. I'm one of those guys that's hard to offend. And I guess I'll be seeing you later. Bye.